Catch me if I fall.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to the live LFS coverage of Australia against Ireland for the 2023 Women's World Cup from Down Under. We've already had our first game of the campaign this morning, early start for those around the world at many different times from Down Under, and it's the co-hosts, New Zealand, that got the first goal of the campaign. Hannah Wilkinson with a fantastic finish to give New Zealand their first ever win for a men's or women's side in a World Cup. Against, of course, former world champions Norway. Incredible result for New Zealand. Well, Australia, the co-hosts, will be looking to avoid an upset here. Ireland, who got through from the knockout stages and the playoffs to get here, their debut in the Women's World Cup. The Republic of Ireland, Australia, their 8th World Cup. There have been 9 editions of the Women's World Cup. Australia have failed to make just one of those, which was the inaugural World Cup back in 1991. Over the two teams leading from the tunnel, Australia in their traditional green and yellow, of course, and the Republic of Ireland in their green kits, green and white. The flags are brought out as well alongside the officials, and the match ball is also joining both sets of players. Well, this is a big game. Well, for both of these teams, of course, Australia were seen as the favourite, seen as one of the big teams to beat in this campaign. Ireland, one of the massive underdogs, not expected to do very much in their opening World Cup, but their very first World Cup game, they will be hoping and praying that their side can give a massive performance here Down Under this evening. Well, it is evening time in Australia as the national anthems commence. The Republic of Ireland national anthem of the Republic of Ireland, Around the Vein, is bellowed around this stadium, Australia, this evening. And there's a huge crowd from Ireland in attendance. A lot of expats from a wee tiny island off the Atlantic Ocean. They certainly have a lot of people around the world, and that's why this game is so big, because the Republic of Ireland have so much support from around the world. Their first ever World Cup. This is huge for them. Absolutely huge. And it's absolutely amazing to see the passion from these sets of players ahead of this game. Right, well, let's take a quick look at the team news then and see who's starting where and for what. For Australia then, Mackenzie Arnold starts in goal. They're going for a back four this evening. Ellie Carpenter, Claire Hunt, Alana Kennedy and Stephanie Catley in a back four. And Stephanie Catley, who captains the side, of course, with Sam Kerr's absence, who is the typical captain for Australia. A midfield four of Katrina Gorey, Kira Cooney-Cross, Courtney Vine and Hayley Rasso, with a front two of Mary Fowler and Caitlin Ford. On the bench for Australia, Lydia Williams, Tegan Mika, Courtney Nevin, Claire Polkenhorn, Charlotte Grant, Iva Lewick, Claire Wheeler, Alexandra Shidiak, Emily Van Egmond, Temeki Yallop, Kia Simon and Sam Kerr, of course, but not involved. She will miss both games, both opening games for Australia. A real gut-wrenching announcement made earlier today. For the Republic of Ireland in their inaugural game in the Women's World Cup, Courtney Brosnan starts in goal. A back five of Heather Payne, Niamh Fahey, Louise Quinn, Megan Connolly, and captain Katie McCabe. A midfield four of Denise O'Sullivan, Marisha Littlejohn, Sinead Farley, and Marissa Shiva, with Kira Carusa up front for the Republic of Ireland. Well, both national anthems just billowed around the stadium there. And just before kickoff, we're going to have a tell you at what's coming up here in LFS. Of course, this is our first game of the brand new season. Of course, July the 20th, we started our brand new era here in LFS just on Monday, announcing everything that's to come on the channel. And I'm so looking forward to this. If anyone has joined us over the previous season, it was absolutely fabulous last season what we were able to deliver. And I'm hoping that we can do the same again. And some of your favourites are returning. The LFS podcast, the brand new season, the first episode is out tomorrow at 5 o'clock. And that is a weekly occurrence. Fridays at 5. So if there's an LFS podcast, we'll let you know in advance. And it will go up 5 o'clock on a Friday. And a brand new season of that. Looking forward to that. Some new additions to that. We'll announce all of that, tell you all about that in tomorrow's episode of the brand new season. Plus, speaking of brand new seasons, we have a brand new Premier League season on the way here, covered all the way throughout the season here in LFS. It's one of our biggest contributors, it's our biggest competition, and we're looking forward to the return of the Premier League. And that starts Friday the 11th of August here on LFS. 22 days to go until Burnley take on Premier League champions Manchester City, and we'll have the live game here on LFS. Absolutely looking forward to that one. Incredible. Right, okay, we are just moments away from kickoff here in Stadium Australia in Sydney, of course, the biggest venue in the competition. Our referee this evening is from Brazil. Adina Alves Batista is the referee. And it's interesting to take the point of view that Ireland, really there's no expectation on Ireland. Of course, Australia are the co-hosts. They've got the pressure. They are the home team. They have got everything on their shoulders. They've got the weight. The Republic of Ireland just need to show a good, resilient performance. And maybe they can get a positive result. Of course, they've been quoted in the group of death. It's not an easy group, this group for the Republic of Ireland to get out of. But you never know. You never know. Anything can happen. Right, just before kickoff then, as the players are just getting team photos before kickoff here in this wonderful stadium, you can see we have a slightly changed layout. And we're going to continue this layout. It was very popular amongst many of our viewers last season, so we'll keep this layout for the rest of this season. Let us know what you think of it. It would be great to have your interaction here on the chat this morning for a very first game of the brand new season. Australia versus Ireland in the Women's World Cup 2023. Looking forward to this. And we're almost ready for kickoff. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. We've got so much to come in this season here on LFS. You would not want to miss a single moment of it. And it's all here with me, and anything that you want, we'll have it ready for you this season. A lot of big competitions on the way. Champions League, Premier League, of course the Women's World Cup as well, and a lot more. Well, the players are surrounding the centre circle at the moment. They are holding a minute's silence. Silence right around this stadium. Very well respected, this. Incredible. And the referee blows the whistle to end that moment of silence, and we can move on to the big task at hand. The game of football, the 90 minutes of football that await us here in this Women's World Cup 2023. Australia versus Ireland kickoff is literally within seconds. So it will be the whole co-host that will get us underway here. Just waiting on that first whistle. And we're underway for the 2023 Women's World Cup on the island of Australia. New Zealand got us underway early this morning against Norway. A big win for them. And Australia were looking to be following that up with and hoping for a perfect day for the two co-hosts as they take a first attack down this left-hand side. Australia. Ireland done well to hold them off and have to go right the way back to Claire Hunt, at the back here for Australia. Kennedy. Infield to Cooney Cross, back to Kennedy. Looking for that ball up the top. Just followed all the way through, and that will go out for a throw-in to Ireland on that right-hand side. Australia head coach Tony Gustafsson. They've performed very well in recent campaigns, Australia, but not in their opening games. They've lost their opening game on the last 3 campaigns of the Women's World Cup: 2011, 2015, and 2019. Defeats to Brazil, USA, and Italy in those times. So they don't open the campaign well, but they do get quite far in it. Which, to be fair, they do have a good record in the Women's World Cup. So they can hope for it. Well, the men had a few results when coming into this campaign, a campaign that means so much to them. Of course, we saw how much it meant to them whenever they qualified, and there's no difference here this evening. Australia try and break down the right-hand side. Nice link-up play as Rasso does keep it under control, just about. The pressure from Little John as the ball's down the left-hand side here. First chance for Australia. Good block there from Heather Payne. Sees it out for an Australia throw-in on that left-hand side. Strong defensive work that from the Republic of Ireland there. Australia look to open a few pockets. Find it down that left flank, and luckily for Ireland, they had a body there and Heather Payne to see it away as Australia look to rebuild again. At the back, Kennedy. Long ball forward, out to the left wing again. Here's Courtney Vine. Nice ball in behind, and Niamh Fahey's there to scoop it away for the throw-in. Real early pressure here from Australia. Looking to start quickly, looking to get an early goal. Really looking to pile the pressure on Ireland, not giving them time to settle. And they get a corner for their pressure there. Australia did come off Denise O'Sullivan last there. So the first corner of the game goes Australia's way on the left-hand side. We will see here then. Will be a right-footed in-swinging corner. Big chance for Australia early on here. 4.5 minutes gone. Whistle goes. Right-footed ball whipped in. Headed away by Ireland initially. It's kept alive though as Ireland try and break away. Australia make sure that they can't get too far and just see it out for a throw into Ireland on their left-hand side. Just about dealing with that one, Australia. They didn't really make most of the corner. Easily dealt with by Ireland, and then they couldn't just keep the pressure on. Ireland done well to really push out instantly from that first header and really just cover over their 18-yard box and make sure that Australia couldn't find another dangerous ball in. They've got a throw in here with their captain, Katie McCabe, on the left-hand side. Long throw in by McCabe, straight to Australia as the header straight back to McCabe, and another throw in. as a throw-in down the line. That throw-in is not bounced the way Ireland would have wanted. Bounced away from Kira Caruso there. Caruso, and it's gone straight out of play for an Australia throw-in. And then they have a follow-up one right away. A lot of early throw-ins here. It's a nice interception as Ireland have it back. Just about. Lovely football there from Denise O'Sullivan, who wins the throw-in as well. That's really good play from Denise O'Sullivan there. Stole the ball, kept the play after the first pressure, and wins her side a throw-in in a good position. It's a good challenge from the Australian. And Katie McCabe to take this throw-in then. Pressured forward, and the target was Caruso, but just too much pace on it. Goes behind at the byline for a goal kick. Unfortunate that. Australia look to build again then.
With that throw down the left-hand side from Katie McCabe, but Kira Caruso, their striker, can't quite reach it. And it's through to Mackenzie Arnold, who takes the ball quickly, plays it out to the left-hand side for Australia. Goalless here on 5 Live. England get their campaign underway against Haiti in Brisbane on Saturday, 10:30. That match kicks off. We have full commentary of every England match live from Australia here for you throughout the Women's World Cup on 5 Live. You can take us with you on 5 Live and BBC Sounds as Ireland win a throw, again deep inside their own territory. They've just stemmed that early Australia pressure, haven't they, Karen?
Yeah, they have. It's smart management from the Irish. I mean, they're keen to put pressure on. You can see Caruso, like looking to kind of press and understand when she needs to, and Denise O'Sullivan's covering some ground, making sure she's getting up to the ball, but if it's not timed correctly, they're going to get exposed.
Lovely little 1-2 between Rasso and Ellie Carpenter of Leon. Ball in from Carpenter, cleared away on the edge of the 6-yard box. And Ireland will try and play it clear, but Denise O'Sullivan misses out, and here come Australia again. Fowler was blocked off on the edge of the penalty area, but our referee, Adina Alves, was happy with that, and it's through to Courtney Brosnan. That was a beautiful passage of play from Australia.
Yeah, really lovely, but excellent starting position as well from Brosnan to make sure that she's on the front foot to kind of close that down.
Well, she signed a contract extension with Everton last month. Courtney Brosnan was #1 for the majority of this season with them. Had to win her place back after losing it, but did so. Is very much the undisputed #1 for the Republic of Ireland. She was one of the many heroines in their playoff victory over Scotland. Saved an early penalty from Caroline Weir that helped to take them to this, their first major tournament, with the absence of Sam Kerr for Australia. That will have buoyed the Irish, who are the underdogs in this match. Their manager Vera Pauw speaking before the tournament, saying we're not here to make up the numbers, we're too good to do that. We have a realistic chance of getting out of the group. If they could take something from Australia here today, that would be absolutely huge for those chances, given that they have Australia in the group and the reigning Olympic champions Canada and the record African champions, 11 times winners of the Women's African Cup of Nations, Nigeria. Australia win the ball on halfway. Fowler is dispossessed and will be brought forward by Katie McCabe, such a key player for the Republic of Ireland, and a player that always plays on the edge as well, Karen, as fans of the WSL will well know.
Yeah, she really does. I mean, when I used to play against her, she used to really wind me up because she just kind of would just peck away at you and your teammates. But, you know, since I've retired and been able to watch her a bit more, I've really been able to appreciate just how impressive she is as a player, her physicality and her attitude towards winning. She loves winning, and she's so confident and she's so determined. I love that about her.
Ball over the top from Ireland is all the way through once more to Mackenzie Arnold, all in black, the Australia goalkeeper. Now the gold shirts will...
Welcome back. Just a few technicals there. Not what we wanted to start the World Cup. That there as Australia have possession here. Just looking to break down that right-hand side. And Carpenter instantly cut out by Little John. Really good challenge by the Ireland midfielder. As Carpenter takes that throw in then. Australia trying to get their rhythm in this game. Really just trying to find a few avenues to threaten Ireland. So far, everything that Australia's thrown at Ireland, they've refuted. They've held firm. Here's Kennedy. Here's Vine. And that's really good from Gorey. Round the corner. Gets it to Carpenter. Lovely ball in. Just slightly overhit that one. Simple enough for the Ireland goalkeeper, Courtney Brosnan, to deal with. Just seeing shots of the crowd here. Fantastic. There's the Australian fans. Full support of their team. Quite a few Ireland flags as well around the stadium. As we pan around. That ball from the back from Ireland. Straight back into Australia possession. Here's Kennedy again. Lovely run in the midfield there by Cooney Cross. Now lovely ball, far too much that one as well from Gorey that time. No one was catching that one. Far too much pace on that ball. Behind for a goal kick to the Republic of Ireland. Well, don't forget we have 12 Women's World Cup group games here on LFS, and we have our next game as the USA take on Vietnam, the world champions. The United States, of course, won the last edition of the Women's World Cup back in 2019, and they host Vietnam tomorrow morning, 2 a.m. UK time. Of course, on YouTube, if you go to our stream on YouTube, which we already have prepared, you will see which time it is in your time zone, because it's quite different around the world. 2 a.m. Very early start for us here in Ireland. Connolly. It's Fahy for the Republic of Ireland. First real bit of pressure and possession from Ireland, really. Not really seen much of the ball. That's nice play down the right-hand side. They've given the advantage, the referee here. That's Farrelly down that right-hand side. Battling off a few challenges. The player down. Keep it in play. Here's O'Sullivan. Back to Fahy. Who goes all the way back to Brosnan in goal. Taking no unnecessary risks there. The ball's fired forward again, but it's intercepted well by Australia. And then trying to win the ball back. Does so well, Katie McCabe. Thought the referee was going to give a free kick there to Australia, but said no. And then Katie McCabe gets a free kick. Hayley Rasso just a bit overzealous there in the challenge to win the ball back. Maybe a bit of frustration creeping in there from Australia early on. Referee just trying to cool things, but bit of a rash challenge that from Hayley Rasso. Katie McCabe gets the free kick for the Republic of Ireland. A decent area inside Australia's half here. Just short of 15 minutes gone in our first game of the Women's World Cup. Australia versus Ireland here in Stadium Australia in Sydney. Of course, we do have VAR in attendance here, just for your information. Was used, of course, in our first game of the campaign against New Zealand to give New Zealand a penalty, which they missed successively then. They have a free kick here, Ireland to take. Is McCabe, left-footed. Flicked on. Australia can't get it away. There's bodies in the box there for Ireland. Can't keep it alive, and Australia try and break. And it's lovely cover there at the back from the Republic of Ireland there. Denise O'Sullivan trying to cover it over. There's a few bodies there, and Australia get the throw in on the right-hand side. Kennedy. Catley. Now Vine. Kennedy. Claire Hunt. Into midfield for Gorey. Lovely footwork by Gorey. Ball down the left. Just a heavy touch there. Fahy could just get a clearance on it, but not a great clearance as Vine's still going here. And that's really good defending there by Heather Payne for the Republic of Ireland. But Australia have a corner. Resolute so far from the Republic of Ireland. Not everything's going their way, but they're not giving up. Putting bodies on the line for every single challenge so far. Australia struggling to really get that fluid football that we see so often from them. So Cooney Cross to take this corner. It's a high one. Back post chance. Headed well wide there from Australia. It was a good chance, but ended up coming to nothing in the end for the Aussies. It was a lovely delivery, but just wasn't the connection that they would have needed, Australia. And Ireland have this goal kick then. Brosnan ready to take this goal kick, a long-range goal kick. McCabe misses the first header, but straight out of play from Australia. They get the head to it and right out of play for a throw-in to Ireland. Katie McCabe wastes no time. Right down the line. Carusa's onto it. Takes it down nicely. Looking for a few bodies. 4 Australian bodies round her. But that's a really good challenge to get away from the ball. And here's Gorey trying to force Australia forward. Catley fires a long ball forward. Nice target. Fahy up against Fowler. Oh, it's Ford. And that's a corner. Last deflection of a Republic of Ireland player. And Caitlin Ford wins her side a corner. You see this against a lovely ball forward. It catches both Payne and Fahy out, really. In the middle between the two. It's that space in between centre-back and full and wing-back. They've just tried to force a real fast-paced player into that area, Australia. They've done it really, really well. Win a corner out of it. Which Gorey will take this time. So Katrina Gorey to take the corner for Australia. Right-footed. It's a lofted ball. First header from Ireland to get it clear. Kept alive, though. Just back. Cooney Cross whips a ball in, just away again by Ireland. Standing strong at the back. It's a good defensive header. Australia just can't get into the flow of it at the moment. Can't seem to create their flow, and that's a nice breakaway from Ireland as O'Sullivan leads it off to McCabe. McCabe looking for the through ball. Big through ball here. Oh, just escapes Carusa. Luckily for Australia. But Katie McCabe's ball was dangerous in behind the defence. Carusa with a nice chest down from the back. As Ireland looked to recycle possession. But that was a nice opportunity for Ireland. Really the first opening that they've had this game. Where Australia just gave the ball away poorly in possession. A simple giveaway of the ball. And Ireland latch onto it as quick as possible. And try and force a ball forward. Which almost worked out for them in the end. Just unfortunate. O'Sullivan. Farrelly down the right-hand side. Trying to link up well. And they just take no risks, Australia. And Vine just puts it straight out of play. For a throw-in. Ireland not looking to waste any time. Caruso with a nice ball in. Big chance headed away. Huge opportunity as McCabe tries to keep it alive. But then it's given away as Australia try and break. It's counter-attack against counter-attack. End-to-end football here. 20 minutes gone. 0-0 here in Stadium Australia. Australia 0, Ireland 0. Gorey. Ball over the top. It's a good header by Connolly. Quinn brings it down as Shiva forces it forward. Loose play again from Australia, and Ireland get the free kick. Another foul. Ireland seem to be physically in control. There. It's a late challenge on Farrelly there from Cooney Cross. Slightly late there. Gets Ireland that free kick then. Well, I'm not going to say I'm biased, because I'm not. I'm going to be impartial. It's a game of football, but I know who I want to win, and I'm sure those who know me in the chat will know that as well, as Ireland have a chance at a cross, but it's well caught out there by Kennedy, who fires one away down the line for Ireland to just recover at the back and build once more with Quinn. Fahy back to Louise Quinn. Quinn, right-footed ball forward, trying to put pressure on the defence of Australia, but all the way through to Mackenzie Arnold in that Australian goal. No real pressure on the defence there from an Australian point of view. Kennedy. Gorey. Kennedy. Cooney Cross. Catley. Australia making those comfortable passes. Hunt. Under pressure again. Ireland not giving up here. Carusa, a real bright spark so far for Ireland. Decent performance early on. It's a nice ball wide though, but that's a poor pass from Australia again. A silly giveaway as McCabe gets it for Ireland. Little John back at the back for Connolly. Pressure on Brosnan, who has to fire it clear. As Australia were pressing there. As Little John can't keep it alive. Another loose pass from Australia. O'Sullivan picks up on it. Gives it wide for Fahy. Inside for O'Sullivan again. On the halfway line for Ireland. Switch ball to McCabe on the left. McCabe has to go back to Connolly with a nice threaded ball to Denise O'Sullivan. Right to the left to Niamh Fahy. O'Sullivan again seems to be the real key component in the midfield there. Denise O'Sullivan for Ireland. Little John trying to win the challenge. Battle for back for the ball, but it's a lovely hold up. And now they're coming forward. Fowler. And Vine gets the last touch off an Ireland player, and another throw in for Australia. Welcome into the chat, everyone that's watching this evening or this afternoon. Wherever you are in the world, it's morning here in the UK. It's night time over in Australia. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day. Our first live stream of the season here on LFS, of course. Second game of the Women's World Cup. New Zealand opened the competition early this morning here in the UK. 1-0 win over Norway. They're the co-hosts, Australia and New Zealand, for this competition. Two teams that, well, Australia have a pretty decent record in the Women's World Cup, taking part in 8 of 9. This is their 8th. It's the 9th overall. New Zealand not heavily versed in it. And they got their first win in either a men's or women's World Cup this morning with that victory over Norway. An incredible victory for them. Really, really good to see. Long ball forward by Ireland. Positive, I would say, for Vera Pauw at the moment. You know, positive signs here from Ireland. 25 minutes gone. They would have been thinking, you know, stay resolute, stay strong, stay defensively compact. Don't give Australia too many big chances, which I don't think they have. There's been minimal attacking football from both teams at the moment. It's really more a battle for possession. They're trying to attack. Both teams are giving us an attacking form of football, but It's just not really coming off for them at the moment. Maybe they just need to warm into the game. We've seen that in the first game of the competition, New Zealand against Norway. The first half was a bit scrappy between the two teams, and then both teams find their way into the game. That's a silly giveaway from Quinn at the back. Or sorry, Megan Connolly at the back there for Ireland. Just stole out of trouble. Louise Quinn dealing with it for Ireland. It's not the best of touches from Megan Connolly. Under pressure, it's not the way she would have wanted it to go, and almost let the Australians in for a big chance. And they have a corner though, Australia. So it's Catley, the captain, to take this corner. Right-hand side for Australia. Left-footed to deep cross in. And headed behind once again. I think was it Vine or Fahy? One of the fives. I think it might have been Fahy. See this again. Left-footed ball whipped in. It's very deep. Very deep. And it's Niamh Fahy's head that it comes off last. And behind for another corner to Australia on the right-hand side. Left-footed. Right to the back post. It's headed on and headed wide by Australia. It's a huge opportunity. And Hayley Raso couldn't find the target. It's a lovely lofted ball to the back post. And Raso, free header, just has to find the net. But unfortunately, just wide of the post. And can't direct it towards goal. And goes behind for a goal kick to Ireland. Under pressure instantly, Ireland, from that goal kick. Fighting for the ball. O'Sullivan comes out the best. Little John now. Fahy. Out to the right-hand side is Payne. Payne can't get away forward. Tries a second time. And it's a bouncing ball. It's a loose ball. And then the ball from Australia right the way through. And easy for Courtney Brosnan to deal with there for Ireland. McCabe. Ireland's seen a bit more of the ball recently. Last 5 minutes, I would say, they've looked more competitive. More competitive on the ball. It's an unfortunate heavy touch there. Just as I said, Ireland were finding their footing. It's a heavy touch there by Marissa Sheva. Unfortunate that, and gives Australia a throw in. Here's Gorey. No way forward, has to go back to Hunt. Now Kennedy. Into midfield. Here's Cooney Cross. Has to go back to Kennedy. Something was left on Cooney Cross there. Heavy challenge. Oh, what a challenge. That's a lovely challenge. I said Carusa given so much power, and now she's in on goal. Big chance here. Carusa can't square it. Just too little power on that ball. It's a lovely challenge from Kira Carusa to win the ball back for Ireland. To find that pocket of space to steal the ball. And McCabe feeds it in behind. Ireland have a chance here. Shiva down the left. Shiva with a nice ball in. It's not dealt with by the Australian goalkeeper. Still alive. And Australia just get it away. Bit of nerves at the back there from Australia. Ireland applying some early pressure. And Australia seem to be wilting at the moment. Mackenzie Arnold, not the most comfortable of goalkeeping actions. Flapped at it. Didn't really get it cleared properly. Ireland have a throw in. Right-hand side. Right-footed ball whipped in. Shiva was there. Just over her head. Katie McCabe, the captain here. McCabe. Out wide to Shiva on the left-hand side. Shiva. Left-footed ball. Will return to her. Shiva. Right-footed cross in. Headed on. Back post still alive. Flag stays down at the moment. But the flag does go up eventually for an offside. They were just holding the line. Carusa did find the ball in behind. It was headed on in the middle. And the offside flag did go up there against Sinead Farrelly from that header from Kira Carusa. But Kira Carusa, I have to say, absolutely incredible display so far. Offering so much energy for the Republic of Ireland. And asking real good questions. of this Australia backline, putting pressure on and seeing how they deal with it. Fantastic. Ireland at the moment playing like a real experienced side in international competitions. Let's not forget, this is Ireland's World Cup debut. They have never played in a Women's World Cup campaign before. This is their very first. And 30 minutes gone by, resolute, positive so far. Australia have a free kick though, inside the Ireland half now. Not the best of challenges. Silly challenge ultimately, but a free kick has been given to Australia. It's Gorey and Catley over it for the Aussies. What can they do from this position? Free kick on the right-hand side of the pitch, inside the Ireland half. Gorey leaves it. Catley, left-footed, deep cross. Brosnan comes. Brosnan drops. And Farrelly has to force it away. Fires it out to the halfway line as Australia recover. Catley again. Try and build once more for the Aussies. For the Matildas, as they're nicknamed. Gorey forced wide. And the ball is forced out of play by the Republic of Ireland. And that will be a throw-in to the girls in green. Captain McCabe has had a few throw-ins so far. Here comes another one. McCabe down the line. Chested down nicely by Carusa. Kept alive by Shiva. Goes backwards with it. McCabe gives it to Connolly. Connolly forces it forward. Australia headed it, but brought down again by Shiva, who keeps possession for Ireland. But then that's a bit too excited there from Ruesha Littlejohn. And just too much pace on that one for McCabe to gather. Goes out for an Australia throw on the right-hand side. Carpenter to take this throw in then on the right hand side for Australia. 33 minutes gone here in Stadium Australia in Sydney in the co-host's opening game of the campaign. Australia 0, Ireland 0. Australia have been kind of frustrated really so far, and Ireland have shown a positive performance in this first half so far. Very resolute. And the referee just dealing with a few issues there, a few physical issues, just battling for positions there. As Carpenter goes for this long throw in directly at the front post, headed away by Quinn. Brought down nicely. Carpenter tries to feed it across, but it's intercepted by Ireland. Now McCabe. O'Sullivan goes back to Connolly. Gets it to O'Sullivan again. Now back to Megan Connolly at the back for Ireland. Looking for that switch ball. It's wide, and Fahy's there to pick it up and gives it to Payne. And there will be a throw in to Ireland. There was an Australia deflection there. I was a bit confused because it was one of those ones where Fahy, Payne were working together to try and win the ball, and there was an Australia player in there. I think it was Vine in there amongst it all, battling for it. As Cooney Cross comes forward, Australia have the threat here. Fowler blocked. Lovely challenge, booted away there by, I think that was Quinn. Really good from Ireland there. They're really putting their bodies on the line here. It is really impressive to see. It's whether this physical threat will be able to be held up throughout the game as Australia have a big chance. Oh, and it hits the side netting. It's Caitlin Ford again. Just see it. They break down the left-hand side, Australia. It's just threaded nicely through, and Caitlin Ford on that left-hand side into the box and just tries to whip one, and it just ends up going wide of the left post into the side netting. There's an issue here for Ireland. Very worrying this. The captain, Katie McCabe, is on the floor. That's not good news for the Republic of Ireland. It's not good news at all. We will see what comes of that. Well, I can tell you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already here on the channel. We greatly appreciate it to have you with us. We have an incredible season of football to come. 12 group games from the Women's World Cup, plus the live final on August the 20th as well. Exactly a month today until that live final. We'll see which of the teams can make it that far. Both teams just getting a bit of a team talk at the moment as Katie McCabe receives treatment for this injury issue. And I can tell you what's to come then. Our next game here on LFS for the Women's World Cup is the USA, United States, the current world champions, against Vietnam. That's Saturday, 2 a.m. So that's tomorrow night at 2 a.m. Early in the morning, early start for you, for us in the UK. The United States against Vietnam. What a game that's set up to be. Really, really good. Looking forward to that one. Katie McCabe just received a bit of treatment there. Seems to be okay. Just on the sidelines, and we'll return to action in a moment. And that will be a goal kick then, of course. The last action. So goal kick to Ireland. 7.5 minutes of the first 45 to go here in Stadium Australia in Sydney. Bounce of the ball almost let Ireland through there. And Carpenter there. Bit of a rash pass. And Carpenter almost giving it away. Hunt and Kennedy mopping up at the back there for Australia. Kennedy. Now to Gorey. Gorey finds forward. Nice thread of the ball. Katie McCabe putting bodies on the line against Hayley Rasso. Getting the throw in for Australia. Does Rasso, and Rasso seems to be in a bit of pain here. See this again. Rasso picks the ball up. Heavy touch. And Katie McCabe just wins the ball. Lovely there. Just a nice challenge. It's a collision. And that's it. Throw in will be for Australia. Rasso. See if she's okay. Last thing we want is injuries in the opening game of the campaign for either of these two countries. A campaign and a competition that means so much to them, of course. Australia being the co-hosts. The first time a team from the Southern Hemisphere, or from a country that is from the Southern Hemisphere, has hosted the Women's World Cup. Australia and New Zealand proud to do so as Australia try and threaten. The ball dealt with. There, it was Caitlin Ford again that looked threatening. But Courtney Brosnan was right to that one, quick to that one. It was to make sure that nothing came of that. Got the catch on the ball. Brosnan with the ball forward, brought down by O'Sullivan in the midfield for Ireland. Bit of a deflection, gives it back to Australia. Now Hunt. Hunt with the ball forward. McCabe with the header away, brought down by Shiva on the left for Ireland. And Shiva gets the throw in from that clearance by Katrina Gorey. 39.5 minutes gone. Still 0-0 between Australia and Ireland here in this second game of the Women's World Cup campaign. The opening game for these two teams. Caruso just sees that one out. Goes out for an Australia throw inside their own half. Just have a look at the stats. This hasn't been much. There's been 5 attempts for both teams in total. 4 for Australia, 1 for Ireland. None on target so far. Australia have had more of the possession, 59% to Ireland's 41%. So narrowly more possession for Australia. But it's a pretty even game in the run of play. Australia look slightly the better and having more opportunities as they have here, as they're in the Ireland box, really scrambling at that one. Fahy and all the Ireland defenders getting involved as O'Sullivan comes away with the ball here with Farrelly. Sinead Farrelly. Now the pressure on as Payne tries to keep it alive. Farrelly tries to win it back. O'Sullivan does, but in doing so, they foul the Australian player. Cooney Cross. And Cooney Cross gets a free kick for Australia. And a yellow card as well has been brandished here. I can get our new graphic. So the first yellow card. Didn't see who it was. Was it Denise O'Sullivan? It's a yellow card anyway. It's been handed out. It is the first yellow card for Denise O'Sullivan for Ireland. First yellow card there of the campaign. And the first booking for Ireland. Their first ever booking in a Women's World Cup. There's a lot of things that are going to be a first for Ireland here. As Australia have this free kick then. Right-footed ball, whipped in. Bit of a scramble to head it away as Ireland do so once more. Just about get it away as Shiva tries to further clear it. They do so. As Australia at the back with Hunt again. Hunt with a long ball forward. Simple enough for Courtney Brosnan to get on the end of there. And simple enough catch for the Ireland international goalkeeper. Australia have really struggled with, that final attacking action. I said that there's been no shots on target. And with the threats that they have in up front for them, Australia, yes, they're missing Sam Kerr, but Sam Kerr is not the be-all and end-all of Australia. They do have other top-quality players. But so far, they just really haven't been able to click in that way. And that's credit to Ireland because they've stifled them really, really well so far. And that's really positive for the Republic of Ireland, you have to say. Kennedy. Hunt. Rasso. Pressure there on the back of Hunt. McCabe threatening. Rasso gets it back to Claire Hunt and goes back to Mackenzie Arnold. Kennedy. Here's Katrina Gorey. Has to go back to Kennedy again as the pressure builds once again from Ireland. They're just really holding them off at the moment. There's a long ball forward. Cleared away there by Payne at the back for Ireland. Down the left, here's Vine. For Australia, Kitlan Ford. Holding off a few challenges, but Ireland get bodies in the way. And Farrelly and Payne battling at the back there for Ireland. In that position on the right-hand side as it's seen out of play for an Australia throw. Just inside the Ireland half, but it was really good clearance. Kitlan Ford trying to beat both Payne and Farrelly. Got past Payne and then Farrelly there just to hold the ball away and give Payne enough time to recover and clear the ball. Last minute of the first 45 here. Australia 0, Ireland 0 in this Women's World Cup. Australia ready to take this throw in. Stephanie Catley, Australia captain. Now there is a stoppage here for a moment. There is a possible penalty check for a handball. We'll wait and see what that comes to. There is a penalty check, so just confirm this. They are checking for a possible penalty, VAR. And the check is complete. Play on it is. So that was a bit worrying there from Ireland. For Ireland. But they came out unscathed. No penalty was the decision from that one. I didn't see the incident firsthand. No idea what that incident was about, but I'm sure we'll see a replay of it at some point as we've just surpassed the 45 minutes. Whether we will see any additional time, we will. And there will be 6 additional minutes, I'm hearing. Which is quite a significant amount of time to add on to the end of a first half. But 6 minutes it is indeed. Of course, we see 9 minutes added on at the end of the New Zealand-Norway game in the earlier game this morning. Australia battling and That's a silly giveaway, that. It's a free kick to Australia. Foul there by an Ireland player. Really physical. Love this types of football. It was McCabe battling with Cooney Cross, and then it was Shiva as well who committed the foul that was given. And Australia have a free kick then. In additional time in this first half. A first half that's been a real busy game. It's been non-stop. We've been going for quite a bit of time, and it's been one of those ones where we've had a lot of stoppages, but it's not taken away from the game, if you understand what I mean. It's still a high quality game. Australia have this chance from a free kick. Catley with the ball in, headed away initially by Ireland. They're getting the first clearance away, Ireland, getting the first connections, which is seeming to hinder Australia. Of course it is, obviously. It would hinder them, but it seems to be really hindering Australia that they're failing to really win those first balls from those set pieces. It's been said a multitude of times. They've had an abundance of corners, 5 corners in this first half, but they have been able to get the first header on any of them so far. And that's not worrying. I wouldn't say it's worrying at this stage, but I would say that's how Ireland have kind of held Australia off as Carusa tries to break away with the ball. Really good challenge, and then the free kick is given Australia's way off Shiva. Ireland were wanting a free kick. That's what Shiva's complaining about to the referee. They wanted a free kick for this foul on Denise O'Sullivan. Well, they felt that it was a foul, but good challenge it seemed. All right, 3 minutes of the additional 6 remain in this first half. Still 0-0 here in Stadium Australia. Nice ball forward. Here's Vine on the left-hand side for Australia. Lost that momentum there. Haven't been able to maintain that, I have to say. I think Australia need to step up a gear in the second half, as Ireland's physicality has been really, really good so far. Their defensive display has been nothing short of quite incredible so far. They haven't been totally outdone here, Ireland. Australia, yes, have had a few chances, but nothing of massive quality, and that's credit to the Irish defence. That's really good from Fahy to break up the play. Tries to play it through, but just couldn't find Kira Carusa there. Into the last 2 minutes of the half. As Australia try and force a late goal in the first half, or even just apply a lot of pressure on Ireland before the break. Give us a positive spin to the end of the half as Katie McCabe clears away a long cross. Shiva nicks the ball, wins the ball, forces it forward, trying to go for Carusa again, but just intercepted by Australia. And the pressure instantly applied by McCabe. McCabe not stopping, not letting up whatsoever here. But Australia have it in possession and do deal with that pressure quite well there, Australia. Had 1 or 2 nervous moments at the back early on in the game. They seem to have found a way to deal with that Ireland pressure so far on most occasions. As a long ball forward, it's Vine down the left-hand side, plays it into the box. This is a good chance for Australia. Bodies and bodies of players. Incredible again from Ireland. Instantly, as soon as Caitlin Ford got on the ball in the middle, in the box, a swarm of Irish players surrounded her, not giving it the time of day to even take a touch. Incredible from Ireland. Long distance shots. And Courtney Brosnan came to meet that one. It was a long range shot from Katrina Gorey. Katrina Gorey from distance, right footed, just bounced up ahead of Brosnan, but Brosnan did well to deal with that ball. That could have been a bit of a danger, but she dealt with it pretty well. Right, okay. Last couple of seconds of the half then. Just awaiting this halftime whistle before we do curtail the first half. And there it comes. The end of a first half, where Ireland will be the more positive of the two teams. Australia have been stifled and have struggled to really find a way past this resolute defence of the Republic of Ireland in their debut game in the Women's World Cup. But definitely, Vera Pai will be the happier the two managers at the break. Half-time in the Women's World Cup here in LFS. It's Australia 0, Ireland 0. Back for the second half in 15 minutes, and we'll have half-time commentary, our half-time chat, coming up in just a moment.
The simple habits.
Well, flags still waving around us saying go Matildas in the green emblazoned on the gold, but they've not been going fast enough in this first half, and it's goalless at half-time. Mark.
Thank you very much to you both. Back to Vicky and Karen for the second half of Australia against the Republic of Ireland. Let's go to Old Trafford. Day 2 of the test. Australia earlier bowled out for 317. So do England's batters already have their foot to the pedal, Ellie?
Well, they're a wicket down already, Chappers, just a moment ago, and it was Ben Duckett just nicking one through. It was a very straightforward delivery that he didn't leave alone, just a slight edge through to Alex Carey, Mitchell Stark taking the wicket, and so Ben Duckett is out for 1. Zach Crawley is on 8. If the plan is to hit out and get a lead, well, as Muhammad Ali said, everyone has a plan until you get hit in the head. But Ben Duckett is out for 1, Zach Crawley on 8. Australia all out for 317 earlier, with Anderson and Wokes polishing off those last 2 wickets. And here comes the Mohawk, Moeen Ali, coming in at number 3.
I was going to say Moeen at 3, yeah?
Yep, he is on his way.
Ellie, thank you. Full commentary, obviously, with the TMS team on Sports Extra or via BBC Sounds. This is 5 Live Sport. We are live at Royal Liverpool, first day of the 151st Open Championship, and we will go round all of our team after the latest BBC News at 5 to 12.
Listen on BBC.
Capricious nature of the closing stretch on the course. Lucas Herbert, triple bogey 6 on the par 3 17th, a hole we're going to be talking an awful lot about.
We are. There's an awful lot for us to talk about when we really properly get stuck into our golf coverage from around 1 o'clock. I think those highlights that Ian was talking about on BBC Two at 8 o'clock tonight, they'll follow on from the cricket highlights, but they're all available on the iPlayer. There's a strong smell of sun cream in the air at the moment as we stand by the second fairway, and that brings us on European Tour winner Paul Waring to talk about the conditions, actually, because the sun is shining. There are a few clouds in the sky. There is a breeze. I think when we saw it on a monitor earlier, I think it was measured at 15 miles an hour. We probably thought these were good conditions to be going out in, but it looks quite tough out there, but certainly when you look at the scoring.
Yeah, there's a bunch of players at 2 under par. What did we come up with? 18 players only under par at the moment, which is a bit of a shock, really. I'm sure the RNA were a little bit upset with the weather prior to the events. They haven't got the greens quite as firm as they want. In reference to that, I'm going to talk in gravities right now, which is a unit I actually don't even understand myself. But they were 112 yesterday with no rain, and they're hoping for 5 more per day. So in reference to that, St Andrews last year was up at 160. So down at sort of 120, you can imagine the 20% softer than what they really want them to be. So
basically, they're not as fast. Is that what we're saying?
They're not as firm.
Right.
So
okay.
that first bounce when the ball hits the green, it's not bouncing on, it's actually spinning a little bit, which usually for players at this level's a good thing for them. It allows them to get their flags. It allows them to get the scoring, get their scoring going in that regard. So I think they've took some pins. They've been very clever with looking at the wind direction prior to setting the pins up, and obviously that has given them a little bit of defence on the golf course.
So that measurement is what again? Gravities, and I don't know what in reference that is to in total honesty, but I sound very clever when I say it. Right, so if we want to sound clever over the next 4 days, let's talk about gravities. None of us know what it means, but that's what we'll do. Alistair Bruce Paul.
Yeah, I was going to go back to dippy knees, actually, because lots of them on site out here. You were talking about that strong smell of sun cream. Well, it's certainly on the air at the back of the 8th green. We're just standing up the side of the par 3 9th. Thousands of fans as you look across the golf course, lining the dunes. Thousands of them out here supporting Tommy Fleetwood, who we're watching in this group. He's given them a bit to shout about in the last hour or so. Birdies at the 5th and 7th have him at 1 under par, because on the par 3 he went flag chasing, went over the back of that green, down a really tricky little slope, couldn't get up and down from there, so he's at 1 under par. And miracle of miracles, great surprise, I've just seen Scotty Scheffler 3-putt the 8th, so he's dropped from 2 under to 1 under. Adam Scott also at 1 under par.
You know what it's like, Ali. I mean, everybody obsessed with social media content. Do we get a photo of you with our leader at the moment at 6'8" and his dippy knees?
Well, I know some people are quite keen on the kids' autograph zone. Have you seen that by the practice chipping green, where you're only allowed into that autograph zone if you're under a certain height? And to be honest, I know there's a lot of mockery made of my height on this team, but even me, I'd be scooching to get in there. So I think John Murray was keen on that photo opportunity as well. Maybe me getting Lamprecht's signature in that zone.
That is the target for the next couple of days. Let's go out to Catherine Downs. Who are you with, Catherine?
We're with Matt Fitzpatrick, and speaking of sun cream, we've had to have a spray of sun cream from his golf bag. Billy Foster, the caddy, very kindly giving us a little bit of a cover, because it is really hot and sticky out here, and a fresh breeze, but we were crisping up nicely under this hot July sunshine. Matt Fitzpatrick, Jordan Spieth, Jason Day, all 3 of them major champions, all 3 of them with double bogey 6s on the card. Fitzpatrick, well, he talked himself out of this championship, didn't he, at the start, saying he's not playing his best golf. He's lived up to that prediction. He's 2 over par. Spieth playing the best golf of the bunch. He's 1 under, having picked up a birdie on the par 4 11th, and Jason Day 1 over. But they're all heading, Mark, to the trickiest part of the course, and we could see some real trouble in this group.
We'll go around all the rest of the team when our comprehensive coverage gets underway at 1 o'clock. Let's head back to Old Trafford. Ellie and Vic Marks are there. I've got on my ECB app in front of me here, Ellie, that Moeen is 1 off 9 balls. That's not Mega Bazball.
No, 1 off 11 balls now, so
No.
he's not exactly going mad. But I mean, I think that's sensible, because whatever you can have your views about the way that England play under Brendan McCullum and Ben Stokes, but it's not completely brainless. And they're facing up to 2 extremely proficient fast bowlers with a brand new ball in decent-ish batting conditions. Vic Marks, that's another single. So Zach Crawley is on to 11 Zach Crawley's on to 9, and Moeen's on 11 for 1.
No, I mean, 2 months ago, if you'd said that Moeen is coming in at number 3 to bat for England, you would have been led away by someone looking like an umpire.
Welcome back to the live coverage of the Women's World Cup here on LFS for our very first game of our brand new era here on LFS. We have so much football to come for you throughout this season, and you can join us all the way throughout the season for all of that. Do like and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you do not miss a single moment right the way throughout this season. Of course, we have so much to look forward to. Right, the first game of the day was New Zealand against Norway. That kicked off at 8 o'clock this morning here in the UK, which was an amazing game, by the way. I watched it myself in the Eden Park. Wonderful game, wonderful goal by Hannah Wilkinson, getting New Zealand's first and only win in a men's or women's World Cup in history. Incredible result over former world champions Norway. And then the second game of the afternoon, Australia against Ireland. The only 2 games on the opening day of the campaign. Australia-Ireland half-time. It is goalless at Stadium Australia in Sydney. 3 games tomorrow. We'll have coverage of those. We'll tell you all the full-time results and all that. That's tomorrow, Friday, 21st of July. Nigeria v Canada, 3:30 a.m. kickoff in the UK. Philippines against Switzerland, and Spain against Costa Rica rounds off tomorrow's action at 8:30 a.m. in the UK. Very, very early starts in the UK, that is. That is some, an abundance of football. And we've got so much to come on the channel and coverage. We have our the brand new season of the LFS podcast. That's tomorrow from 5, our very first episode of the brand new season. We have some exciting ideas, but you'll hear all about that tomorrow on the podcast. Do tune in for that. Plus a brand new season of the Premier League as well. That's 3 weeks tomorrow, 22 days to go until the Premier League, the world's biggest footballing competition, domestically anyway, returns for another season, incredible season. Burnley v Manchester City is the first game on Friday, August the 11th, here on LFS. So much to talk about. Plus, we have our second game of the Women's World Cup here on LFS, United States against Vietnam, Saturday, 2 a.m. in the UK. So it's another early start, and we'll be here for that. 2 a.m. on Saturday. Right, the players back out for the second half. And the game has just got underway. We got there just in time. Just in the nick of time as Ireland got us back underway for the second half here in Australia. And Australia will be hoping for a much better second half than they had first half. They were very much frustrated in that first half by the Republic of Ireland. And their tactics really worked out well. Vera Pai's side, a very positive first half from them. Here's Payne for Ireland. O'Sullivan. Farrelly has to go back to Niamh Fahey. Fahey down the line. Heather Payne is just challenged there. And that will be a free kick. It was Stephanie Catley, the Australian captain, that committed that foul on the Irish right full back. So free kick Ireland. Early free kick for them in this second half. Interesting what they can do from this set piece then, Ireland. It's Connolly, Megan Connolly, standing over it. Here for Ireland, the high line from Australia, just on the edge of their box. Just in the D, that back line of Australia. What can Connolly deliver here? Whistle goes. Referee's ready. Connolly, right-footed ball into the box. First header from Australia, and they can carry it away here and try and break away. Down the right-hand side was Carpenter. But Ireland had bodies back to make sure that none of that could happen and Australia couldn't force the counter-attack. And instead, Australia have given Ireland another free kick. It was Katie McCabe that got the foul out of that one from Ellie Carpenter. So another free kick for Ireland. Another early free kick for them. They're going for the switch ball, which they find out to Heather Payne. And that touch there from Courtney Vine sees Ireland win the throw in on the right-hand side. Payne with a long throw. Australia get the first header. Brought down nicely by Katrina Gorey. Pressure put on by Carusa. The ball's put out wide and a miscued pass that from Katrina Gorey. Not many of those in the first half from her. Very positive in midfield in the first half for Australia, but a poor pass there. Give Ireland the possession once more. The ball down the line to Carusa. Cut out well by Australia. Battle for possession again as Carusa picks it up again. Carusa seemingly challenged there, but the referee says play on as Australia have the ball then. At the back with Catley. Now Kennedy. Cooney Cross. Cooney Cross with a ball forward. Nice ball to find Fowler. And that's Flood. Forward, big challenge, free kick Ireland. Very, very good. It was Vine and Fowler and Ford all mixed in there. See this again. It's a nice move by Fowler. Picks it up. Courtney Vine, lovely infield touch. And then the challenge on the Fahy there. The Ireland centre-back gives Ireland the free kick inside their own box and a chance to get the ball cleared. Courtney Brosnan does take that chance and does get it cleared for Ireland. Australia have the first header, but Littlejohn tries to win it back. Gory's ball wasn't dealt with well, and McCabe was there to put the pressure on again and forced Mackenzie Arnold to fire it long. Down the line, and then Connolly's there to clear up for Ireland and give Australia the throw in. High tempo start to the second half. Non-stop there. As Ireland have the ball down the right hand side now. Trying to get it there. Payne just steps over it. Given a chance for Australia as Vine now. Fowler trying to find a ball forward. When he get it forward. Now Vine on the left. Infield for Cooney Cross and the ball in. There's a push down. And that's a penalty to Australia. It is a penalty to Australia. Referee points to the spot. Seemingly no doubt in the mind of the referee there. We'll see this again. It's the ball in from Cooney Cross. Both onside. Right in, and it's a clumsy challenge. To be fair, it's clumsy, that. Yeah, it's Marissa Shiva that committed the foul. And Hayley Rasso that goes to ground from that push and wins a penalty for Australia. This the chance for the co-hosts to take the lead. Ireland have been defensively resolute for 51 minutes and held Australia out. But it's a chance for the Aussies to take the lead in their opening game of the campaign. Big opportunity this. Whistle goes. Readying up. Taking the time. Left footed. Oh, what a penalty. That's a lovely goal by the captain of Australia, Stephanie Catley. And Australia have their campaign underway in their home stadium, in their home city. Australia take the lead against debutants Ireland, who have been so resolute at frustrating Australia early on in this game. But no more. A clumsy challenge by Marissa Shiva giving the penalty. Hayley Russo goes to ground, gets the penalty, and Stephanie Catley, the captain, converts from the spot to give Australia the lead. Australia 1, Ireland 0. Wow. Australia come forward again. Nearly a chance for a second there. My goodness. Well, there you go. Australia take the lead. And now that extends their lead. There was a stat that I read, and I took a note of it before the game because I thought it was interesting. Australia, none of their 26 Women's World Cup matches have ended in a goalless draw. None of them. That's now 27 out of 27 have had at least one goal in the game. Wow. Now that record is kept. Incredible, that. I'm really happy with that stat. Because Ireland, we're looking resolute, we're looking comfortable, we're looking a positive start to the second half. But one of those moments, a simple moment like that, a challenge that ends up, coming to a lot more than what it should have, a simple shove in the back. It's just too much, and then a penalty's given, and from then of course Australia are favourites to take the lead from the penalty spot, of course. But Katie McCabe there winning the free kick. Not happy with the challenge. Not happy with the challenge there from Katrina Gorey. Katie McCabe making her views known. And Ireland have a free kick then inside the Australian half. 9 minutes of the second half gone. Australia 1, Ireland 0. What can Ireland deliver from this set piece? Can they get an early response? A quick response to going behind? Australia have all their bodies back in the box. Right-footed cross in for Ireland. Bit of a scramble. Just headed away. Just about away by Australia. Ireland were inches away from getting the header on, but it's cleared away. Very well dealt with by the Aussies. Now Ireland under pressure. McCabe has to make a challenge, but it's not the best of challenges as Australia ride those challenges. Now they come forward down the right-hand side. It's Cooney Cross up against Fahy. Cooney Cross cuts it back. Rasso trying to feed one through and just not on the same page as a striker. And Courtney Brosnan deals with that one well. Another injury issue it might be here for Ireland. Just seeing the replay of the penalty, left-footed, top-class penalty from Stephanie Catley. Lovely penalty. And pure and utter elation inside the stadium as soon as that ball went in the back of the net for the hosts, for the co-hosts Australia. That will give them an incredible amount of confidence. You know, after a first half where it was a very cagey affair, a high-quality affair, but very cagey indeed. Both sides really seeing each other out, not giving each other too many chances, and Ireland really blinked first in the second half. It's hard to really be critical of Marissa Shiva, to be fair. It's one of those challenges that, of course, it's nowhere, you don't mean it, of course, it's not intentional, but it's one of those unfortunate ones where you're just a bit too physical and in the wrong area of the pitch, the penalty's given and your side find themselves 1-0 down. And then a real tough task for Ireland to find a way back into it. But if they keep with the belief and the passion that they've had for the first 50 or so minutes, they can certainly fight their way back into this game. Ireland have a free kick here. I think it was a handball there from one of the Australian players. So Ireland will have a free kick once they get a ball on the pitch. There we go. Well, not one, but two. There you go. We didn't have one, and now we have two. So Ireland have a free kick then. It was Louise Quinn that went down. I just mentioned about that possible injury concern. Louise Quinn was the player on the floor for Ireland, but back to her feet, ready to fight on for the girls in green here. So Megan Connolly to take this free kick for Ireland. They might be going long on this one. They are. Right-footed cross. Lofted in and simple enough catch for Mackenzie Arnold there. Positioned herself really, really well to get a simple enough catch on the ball. Really good goalkeeping there. Now down the right-hand side come Australia. And the nick of Marissa Shiva there from Vine, and Australia get the throw in. Down the right-hand side. Have the ball here with Kennedy. Goal scorer Catley. Back to Kennedy. Into midfield to Cooney Cross. Cooney Cross's pass is intercepted by O'Sullivan. Now Carusa. Shiva's breaking through, but doesn't have the pace to catch it, as it was always finding its way to Mackenzie Arnold in the 18-yard box. Positive again from Ireland. Not giving up. They can't afford to give up at this point. They fought so hard so far. Keep it going, keep pushing, keep pressing, keep offering that energy that you've been applying so far. You never know. Here's Alana Kennedy then for Australia. Claire Hunt into midfield again for Katrina Gorey. Hunt. Now Cooney Cross. Back to Kennedy. Kennedy into midfield, but back to Alana Kennedy there. Just calm possession for the moment from Australia. That's the idea. Kennedy to come forward a bit. Gives it out to the left. Here's Caitlin Ford. Nice through ball to Fowler, but Fowler's return pass isn't the best, and Denise O'Sullivan picks it up, but a heavy touch from O'Sullivan. Gives it straight back to Australia. Ireland just need to retain that composure that they had for a good while. I think that goal has rattled them. Of course, the first goal they've ever conceded in a Women's World Cup, having it being their first ever game in a Women's World Cup. Cooney Cross with the switch ball. McCabe to head it away. No one there to gather it for Ireland, though. The ball fed down the right-hand side for Australia. They can break forward. Fowler linking up beautifully. Now they have players on the right. Can they find a way in? Vine can't find the right ball, but Catley's there to rescue it and keep it alive as the ball in from Hunt at the back. Missed header from Heather Payne there. Ford on the left-hand side. Ford breaking into the box. Caitlin Ford. Intercepted. Not the best of balls there from Caitlin Ford. But Australia keep the possession just about as Katrina Gorey goes from distance for the strike. But well over the bar there from Gorey. But positive from Australia there. One thing they weren't able to do in that first half was maintain pressure on that Ireland defence. And that's once again, we're seeing that slight change in Australia. They've upped their game a bit, where they are popping the ball about a bit quicker. They are keeping the pressure on. They are able to interchange play. And that is what they were lacking in that first half. And that's why Ireland were doing so well at defending them. Australia just weren't able to exchange the ball that well in between both flanks. And to keep the pressure on the defence of Ireland, to keep them penned in their own 18-yard box, that wasn't happening in the first half. Especially when they were in possession, Australia. They were just trying to find that one pass that would give them that instant goal. And they've been more patient with it, but also moving the ball a lot better in this second half. And that's more positive for them. Hunt. Cooney Cross. Back to Claire Hunt. Ellie Carpenter then. Now to Kennedy. Cooney Cross. Gorey. Cross did get there, but they will get a free kick. Was a challenge put in there on Cooney Cross, and that will get the free kick for Australia. Ireland making a double change here. So 2 changes to come. Well, not yet, actually. In a moment. Vera Pai has just said, not yet. The fourth official was ready to put the board up, but Ireland holding off for a moment or two. That ball's out of play, so that will be a throw into Ireland from that Australia free kick. Now the changes are coming. There we go. Vera Pai ready to make that double change for Ireland then. As we see Ireland's first substitution. Sinead Farrelly makes way. And she is replaced. Sinead Farrelly and Marissa Shiva are being replaced here at the moment by Abby Larkin and Lucy Quinn. So 2 attacking changes for Ireland. Changing both wingers. So Larkin and Quinn on for Shiva and Farrelly. So 27 minutes of this game to go. Australia 1, Ireland 0. See what the changes from Ireland can do Those fresh legs, what can they offer for this Republic of Ireland side? Early challenge by Heather Payne. That's nice. Now they have the ball here, Ireland, trying to force it forward. Littlejohn trying to give it wide. Does so. McCabe keeps it in. McCabe on the left. Okay, the ball stays in play. There was a deflection of an Australian player. They were hoping for a throw in there, Ireland. It ends up going the opposite way as McCabe deflects it out for an Australia throw. They were hoping for their own throw there, Ireland. Didn't quite work out the way they would have wanted. Well, I had it. Oh, Australia breaking down the right-hand side. They're moving forward nicely here. Vine on that right-hand side. Just being held up at the moment, just taking their time. Can afford to be patient now, Australia. They have the lead. They have the advantage. No need to rush things. And especially, this will be interesting for Ireland, what they do from here on out. You know, they came into this game thinking maybe we could nick a good result. Still time to do that, remember. Still 25 minutes. But where do they go after this? You know, they have 2 more games to come. Nigeria and Canada to come. Well, them both live here on LFS. You know, where would they go from there? What, you know, what's their game plan from that point forward? That was borderline, that one, from Courtney Brosnan, just on the edge of her own box. Might have been just inside the box there, Brosnan. Did handle the ball there. Did catch the ball. A few jeers around the stadium. Then maybe that was out, but nothing given there by the referee. But it's known as the group of death. It's been marked with that typical name you see in a World Cup, that the group of death, the teams where the underdog will find it hard to get out of. And Ireland are definitely the underdogs in this group. Canada, a really, really good team in Nigeria, really, really good in Africa as well. You know, really, really good teams. And Australia, of course, the co-hosts and one of the top favourites for the competition. So, you know, Ireland have a tough job after this game. Whatever the result they get out of it. But they will be reflecting on this and saying, you know, even if they do end up with defeat here, it's still a positive performance from Ireland. You know, still positive. They can still hold their heads up high and say, you know, we took on a team that with their home crowd behind them and everybody rooting for them in the stadium. Fantastic team. Yes, without Sam Kerr, but a lot of high quality players. And we fought to the death. And we gave our absolute everything in the game. And that's all really Ireland can really offer at the moment. You know, they're very inexperienced in this international level at top international football. And that will come with time, and that will come with games played and all of that. Getting to this point was a great achievement. Getting to the World Cup was an incredible achievement for the Republic of Ireland. And they just want to show what they can do from it. So far, they've shown a really good resilience. But here come Australia. The quality showing through Australia. And Gorey, the block there from Louise Quinn. They're claiming for another penalty here, Australia, but the corner will be given. It's a nice break forward. I think it was Katrina Gorey. And Quinn with a really good block. Getting her body in the way. It's not a handball. Getting her body in the way of the strike. And Australia have the corner here on the right-hand side then. A quarter of the game to go. Australia 1, Ireland 0. Stephanie Catley on the right-hand side to take this corner for Australia. What can she whip in? She's converted from the penalty spot. Left-footed ball in. Headed on and just wide of the left post there from Caitlin Ford. A close encounter that. Left-footed, whipped ball, and it's headed on at the front post by Caitlin Ford, but just wide of that left-hand post. Oh, pressure there from Carusa on Mackenzie Arnold. The ball just didn't find into the way the 18-yard box of Australia. Had to kick it out for the throw-in. As Ireland have the pressure then. Have the ball, the possession on the left-hand side. McCabe into midfield for O'Sullivan. Now Fahy. Down the right-hand side is Payne. Payne looking to whip one in. Lovely ball in, but headed away by Australia. Katie McCabe keeps it alive. Now a chance for a right-footed cross in. Mackenzie Arnold with the clearance, or the punch away. O'Sullivan keeps it alive, but just couldn't keep control of the ball. Grappling at it in the end as Australia looked to counter. A promising counter-attack. Coming down the left-hand side is Vine. Covered over by two Ireland players and waved away a possible foul, did the referee, as Heather Payne carries it away down the right-hand side. Heather Payne up against a number of Australian bodies. Payne still going, trying to cross it from the edge of the area. Blocked. Fahy putting her body on the line, and Ireland get the throw in on the right-hand side. Giving their absolute everything here, Ireland. Absolute everything. Not much. Not often you see Niamh Fahy that far up the pitch, to be fair. It's centre back, but throwing her body on the line in Ireland. Get their first corner. Lovely for Ireland. Nice to see Lucy Quinn there getting that corner for the Republic of Ireland. It is their first of the game, and of course, as I would say, there's a lot of there's a lot of firsts here for Ireland. It's their first ever corner in a Women's World Cup. Well, they would love to convert from it. 20 minutes to go. Australia 1, Ireland 0. Ireland with their first corner of the game on the right-hand side. It'll be Katie McCabe, the captain, to take. Referee just dealing with a few things in the box before this in-swinging corner is whipped in by McCabe. Whistle goes. McCabe steps back, readying for it. Left-footed, very deep. Not claimed away. Oh, and Quinn was almost there to knock it home, but there was a free kick given. I think Arnold was fouled. The goalkeeper will see it again. It's a really deep goal. Oh, straight on the goalkeeper there from McCabe. Almost worked for Ireland. Just a bit much in trying to go for it. The referee seen a foul and gave a free kick to Australia, but really promising set piece there from Ireland. From the right-hand side into the right area, putting the keeper under pressure. Unfortunately, just a bit too much pressure on the keeper and committing a foul against the goalkeeper there. Unfortunate for the Republic of Ireland. As Australia look to build again. Kennedy. Hunt. Back to Alana Kennedy. Into midfield to Cooney Cross. Now Hunt. Down the right-hand side goes Carpenter. Trying to battle off Carusa. Carusa still has so much energy in this match. Since minute 1, Kira Carusa has been fantastic for the Republic of Ireland. A real focal point at the top end of the pitch for Ireland. Really trying to fight for everything, and won a free kick there. As Quinn leaves the ball. Payne's broke through. Payne with the ball on the cross from the right-hand side, but just too much in there. And Mackenzie Arnold can get on the end of it. Simple enough catch for Arnold in the end, but another promising move from Ireland. Quinn left it. Payne worked it down the right-hand side, just on the edge of the right-hand side of the box. Whipped the ball in, just too much on it. Just couldn't find the unrunning Irish player to slot it home. But more promising from Ireland. Another giveaway. Carpenter this time gives it away. McCabe breaks down the left. Here comes Larkin. Larkin with the ball in. And another corner for Ireland. On the left-hand side this time. Growing in confidence in these last 5 minutes. Better. This is where both teams will have to deal with the mental and emotional fatigue of this game. You know, it's been a really hard-fought match so far, and they really need to preserve as much energy as possible for the final 17-18 minutes of this game, because this will be crucial points of the game. Megan Connolly then to take this corner for Ireland. Left-hand side will be a right-footed in-swinging corner. Lots of bodies in there for Ireland. And very deep. Right-footed cross in. just palmed away. It falls to O'Sullivan. And O'Sullivan with a strike, but over the bar for Ireland. But a decent idea from the set piece. Ball whipped in, headed away by Australia, and then brought down by O'Sullivan. Just tried to whip, tried to force it. Just couldn't find the finish. Ends up over the bar and behind for a goal kick to Australia, but better from Ireland that. And Australia ready to make their first change of the game. And there, Courtney Vine will be the first Australian player to make way then. And will be replaced by Emily Van Egmond. So a substitution for Australia then. Their first of the game. Their only substitution of the game so far. Ireland made a double change around 5-10 minutes ago now. Around 10 minutes ago that was. Hunt gives it away. Chance for Larkin here, 3-on-3. Hunt done really, really well to get it away. Ireland really piling on the pressure here. Quinn. Nice threaded through ball. Here's O'Sullivan. Back to Heather Payne on the right-hand side for Ireland. Payne wins a corner. Much better from Ireland. That's their third successive corner. Fantastic. Another corner on that right-hand side. Another opportunity for Ireland to put a ball in the box. Put pressure on that Australian defence again. Both corners have caused a good threat. And McCabe's first corner of the game put real pressure on the goalkeeper. They'll try again, Ireland. Third time's a charm. From the corner. Left-footed ball from McCabe. Back post. Headed away. Just about. Arnold was trying to grasp for it, but was never going to get there. Ireland on the left-hand side with Littlejohn. High up on this right-hand side. Trying to find a way through. Squeeze a way through, but gets the throw in to keep Ireland up the pitch. 14 minutes plus additional time to go. Australia 1, Ireland 0. The Australian captain, Stephanie Catley, converting from the penalty spot to put the Aussies ahead. Katie McCabe to take this throw in for Ireland to try and get Ireland level. Ball whipped in. It's bouncing in the box. Still not away by Australia. Chance for an equalizer. Payne. Oh, couldn't find the finish. And Australia just grasp it away. They're appealing for something, Ireland. I don't know what they're appealing for. But they were appealing for something there. But Australia just get away with one. They just couldn't get it cleared. And Ireland kept the pressure on. In the strike from Payne was blocked out by Australia. They got bodies in there to block it in the end. But these set pieces really causing Australia an abundance of problems so far. And towards the end of this game, will give Ireland more and more confidence that they can try and nick a draw here. Well, there is a VAR check ongoing, I think. But the attendance has just been announced around the stadium. 75,784 is the official attendance inside this stadium in Sydney. Massive attendance. Great to see so much interest in the women's game. Especially this Women's World Cup. A fantastic display we have seen so far. And here come Ireland again. Here's Larkin on the right-hand side, looking to whip a ball in. Putting pressure on the defence of Australia again. And Ireland will get another corner. Pressure continuing to build. It's a really nice through ball. It's a nice reverse ball from Denise O'Sullivan. Down the line. Abby Larkin works it down the right-hand side. Whips a ball in. And it's just kind of forced away by an Australian. I think it was Carpenter that got it clear. McCabe to take this corner then. Right-hand side for Ireland. Left-footed. Very deep. And a simple enough catch for Mackenzie Arnold there. Got the catch on it. Wins the free kick because there was a bit of a push in there on Mackenzie Arnold as well. So free kick Australia. And that will take the pressure off. Because Ireland have been applying so much pressure in the last 5-10 minutes. They have been totally reimagined. And their energy has been quite electric. They've really worked it well the last 5-10 minutes, Ireland, promising. Whether they can find an outcome to it, an outcome that means a result, we are yet to find out that, but we will wait. Mackenzie Arnold's just gone down here. The referee just signalling for a bit of treatment, so we'll see what comes of this. Well, Ireland trying to build up momentum, trying to keep the control in their favour. Try and force that equalising goal into the last 10 minutes or so of this game. Australia 1, Ireland 0. Sam Kerr watching on from the sidelines for Australia. Of course, we'll missing this game and we'll miss the next game for Australia with a slight injury issue. That was announced, of course, prior to kickoff about that. She will miss this game and the game against Nigeria in a week's time. Well, let's just have a quick stats check. While there is treatment ongoing for Mackenzie Arnold. Australia have had 65% possessions, while Ireland's 35%. Australia have had 10 shots, 2 on target, while Ireland's 2 shots, none on target. Australia have had 6 corners. Ireland have had 3 corners so far in this game. Actually, 4 corners. Hasn't updated yet, that. And that means Australia will be top of Group B with 3 points. Canada and Nigeria will play tomorrow. They will face off tomorrow at 3:30 a.m. in the UK. Looking forward to that one. And Ireland will be bottom of the group with 0 points. As it stands, by the way, still 10 minutes or so to go. Well, Mackenzie Arnold back in action. Slight bit of treatment, but nothing more needing done. As Katie McCabe tries to force Ireland forward, but dispossessed there nicely by Fowler down the right. Now they try and break forward Australia. Second goal would seal it here. A big chance, cut back. Gorey to take. Fahy with a block. And now they try and break away Ireland to counter-attack. Here's Quinn. Feeds it through. Larkin couldn't find Carusa. Unfortunate there for Ireland. Tried to force a counter-attack on Australia. Counter-attack on a counter-attack, but just wasn't coming off. As Australia now force it down the right-hand side, end to end this game. Carpenter with a cross. Caitlin Ford with a chance. Ford with a spin. Blocked again by Ireland. Kept alive. Van Egmond. Now Cooney cross. Oh my goodness, it's cleared away again. And now O'Sullivan carries Ireland away. Not a moment to take a breath. Here's Lucy Quinn. Down the right-hand side looking for Carusa. And Carusa, the pressure works out well. And Alana Kennedy gives Ireland a corner. Another chance for Kitty McCabe to deliver a ball into the box. Here for Ireland on the right-hand side. 5 bodies in the box. Can there be one of those players in green to get on the end of it? Another deep ball, back post, headed away, not followed up. Ireland will come again. Round the right-hand side, McCabe has it. Left-footed ball in, big chance, cleared away again by Australia. Kept alive, Quinn. Quinn to Quinn. Fahy. Now a chance for the cross from the left-hand side. Too deep, that cross. Unfortunate there. Little John with a cross from the left-hand side and just goes behind for a goal kick to Australia. better and better from Ireland. Really, really good. Really entertaining to watch. Definitely. End-to-end football we've seen. Especially the last few moments. They're going to make another change here, Australia. Substitution will be Claire Polkinghorne. And she will replace Mary Fowler. So Mary Fowler replaced by Claire Polkinghorne. Can they see this out, Australia, with their 1-goal lead over Ireland in this opening game at Sydney of the 2023 Women's World Cup? Throw in to Australia on the right-hand side. 5.5 minutes to go. Don't forget, as you can see on your screen, our next game up next, United States against Vietnam, Saturday, 2 a.m. in the UK. Australia break forward again. Can they find that exclusive goal? The second goal? No. Katie McCabe there to block it and get it cleared. So Ireland try and force a counter. Caruso couldn't find the end of that one. As it's kept alive by Gorey. Nice work in the midfield. Ford gives it away. But then a foul from Katie McCabe there on Caitlin Ford, and the referee's given a free kick to Australia. I mean, there's not really much in that, to be fair. It's not much that. That's a bit. Wasn't a massively offensive challenge, that. Nonetheless, Australia have a free kick then. Chance to try and take advantage of this free kick. But Ireland will make another change. They're not going to make the change yet. Fourth official's a bit excited here. Wants to make the change quickly. Australia will take their free kick first before Ireland make the change. It's just come up that the change is being made, but I'll inform you of the change in a moment. Once it does happen, Australia have the free kick first. Lofted forward, headed away by Louise Quinn. Russo keeping it alive, lifts a ball in, and just too high there for Caitlin Ford to get on the end of in the box, and ends up out for a goal kick to Ireland. They're going to make it, just made another change then, Ireland. So Kira Caruso replaced by Isabel Atkinson. So Isabel Atkinson replaces Kira Caruso. Kira Caruso, who's had a pretty good, really good performance up front for Ireland today. Looked really threatening on multiple occasions. Really offered a lot of physicality for them up front. A focal point throughout the game. 2.5 minutes of normal time to go. Australia 1, Ireland 0. See how long will be added on to the end of the game. It's Kennedy at the back for Australia. Back with Mackenzie Arnold in goal. And trying to apply pressure as Arnold gives it out to the right for Carpenter. Gorey. Gorey with the ball forward. Headed away by Payne, but kept alive by Carpenter. Brought down nicely. Fed forward, but again intercepted by Ireland. And all the way down the line, but one back again by Katrina Gorey. Van Egmond. Back with Kennedy. Kennedy with the ball forward. Headed away by Payne. Brought down in the midfield. O'Sullivan. Now here's Abby Larkin. Larkin down the right-hand side. Going herself. Looks to cross it deep. open. Arnold there to catch, but nice idea by Abby Larkin there for Ireland. Looked bright. Looked a real bright spark up front for Ireland since her entrance to the game. Around about 25 minutes ago, those substitutions were made for Ireland. Lucy Quinn and Abby Larkin to come on, and they've shown since then the energy that they can provide as Ireland try and break down the lefts. The pressure on the defence there from McCabe, but they do deal with it well, Australia, to clear their lines, just about, as Quinn tries to win it back and does win it back and gets it to the other Quinn, and that's a free kick on the edge of the area. Lucy Quinn completely taken out there. Not the best of challenges there from Claire Hunt. It's just outside the box. It's on the verge of a penalty, just outside the box. It's not going to be given, but it's a definite free kick for Ireland and an opportunity at a set piece here, which have caused Australia a few issues, especially in this second half. We'll see how long will be added on to the game as well, as we're about to surpass the 90-minute mark. What can Ireland do from this position? 6 additional minutes at the end of the second half then. So 6 minutes to go. 6 in the first half, 6 in the second half. 6 minutes for Ireland to try and find an equaliser. 6 minutes for Australia to try and hold on to this victory. Their first victory in their opening game since before 2011. Connolly to take, and just over the bar. But Ireland wants something from the referee. They've been given a corner, I think. They couldn't have been asking for a corner. Are they asking for a penalty? I didn't spot anything, but Megan Connolly took the free kick just over the bar. There was a deflection in there somewhere. It must have been. Now free corner. Left-hand side for Ireland. Pressure building. Connolly. Right-footed cross in. A lot of bodies in there. It's not dealt with. Just dealt with by Arnold. And just tipped behind for another corner to Ireland on the opposite side. Had to just grasp at it and force it wide. Caught underneath. McCabe to take the corner from the right-hand side for Ireland then. Pressure building, keeping it going. Another ball whipped in. Back post this time. First header from Quinn. Over the bar, goal kick. See this again. Megan Connolly. It's a lovely free kick. Just unfortunate. Really, really good. Really, really good quality. And then just see from the corner a palm of a hand from Mackenzie Arnold to force it wide. Wow. Fine, fine margins. Goal kick taken by Australia then. Ireland have belief that they can nick one here. Another free kick. Another foul there. Foul on Katie McCabe by Katrina Gorey. So a free kick to Ireland just inside Australia's half. Will we see some late drama in this game? Lovely ball delivered in. There's all Australian bodies there. Follow up from Larkin, but over the bar from Abby Larkin there. But more positive displays. I'm seeing a lot of positivity from Ireland. Constant, never giving up. Always fighting for the last ball. Always giving their everything. And credit to them in this game, because Australia, not a difficult side. Although they haven't been at their best, Australia, far from it. But you have to take your opportunities. You have to show your best performance when a team aren't on their form. And Ireland have had 7 attempts in the game, but they haven't had a shot on target yet. They could argue they haven't tested Mackenzie Arnold enough with good enough chances, but a positive display so far and they've got Canada and Nigeria to come, maybe they can turn those positive performance we're seeing here into a more positive result against those other two teams in the group. Fahy. Quinn. Fahy forces it forward. 2 minutes to go. Ball drops in behind. Has to be forced away by Kennedy. Brought down by Heather Payne. Kept in by Payne. Flicked round the corner. Just unfortunate. Couldn't keep it in possession. Ireland forcing this now. Fahy. Pedal to the metal from the Republic of Ireland. Louise Quinn with the ball forward. Headed away by Australia. Brought down again. They will go again, Ireland. Now Payne. Payne with a cross. It's an Australian player down. Headed on by Quinn. And that will lead to nothing but into the hands of Mackenzie Arnold. There's a stoppage here as Stephanie Catley has gone down. Whether that's to do with a challenge or so, whatever that was. Stephanie Catley did go down there. Ireland trying to throw absolutely everything at this. See if they can just force the issue and kind of find that equalising goal. Into the last minute of the 6 additional minutes. Australia, bar any late drama, will get their first victory of the campaign in their first game. A thing they've failed to do on the previous 3 occasions in the Women's World Cup. Defeat in 2011, 2015 and 2019 in their opening games. But here, against debutants Ireland, they could be on for a win on match day 1. A performance from Ireland that has been so resolute and really, really positive. But the result seemingly ending in defeat. Mackenzie Arnold wasting as much time as possible here. Try and force the clock, run the clock down. Ireland might get one more chance if they can force it forward. It does come forward and they do have a chance to break it through. Here's Larkin, whose body's in the box. Larkin across, has to finish at McCabe. Oh, big save by Arnold. I said they would have one more chance. And a huge opportunity for the captain, Katie McCabe, to finish, but just blocked off the line. They have the throw in Ireland. Will they have one final opportunity? McCabe with the ball whipped in. Quinn with the header on. And just goes wide from Louise Quinn. 2 huge opportunities in succession there for Ireland. Just see it, the ball just found its way down the right-hand side. Abby Larkin with the ball. Whips it across. Katie McCabe in the middle of the box. Has to finish it. Just couldn't get her foot behind the ball and force it home. And that really sums it up in the end. Australia clinging on to that at the end. And that seemingly, that could be that in the end. And that is that. Australia get the win in the opening game. The 2 co-hosts on match day 1 get big victories in their respective groups. New Zealand kicked us off with a big win against Norway this morning. And now Australia follow it up with another big win. 2 1-0 wins for those 2 respective teams who are the co-hosts of the competition. Ireland fought so well throughout the game to try and get something, to try and nick a point. But no, it wasn't going to happen. They had a multitude of chances in the second half, more than the first. And it ends in Sydney. Australia 1, Republic of Ireland 0. But don't forget, coming up on LFS, that is our first stream of the brand new season. But we've so much more content to come your way with the LFS podcast. Brand new season of the LFS podcast. First episode is out tomorrow, 5 o'clock here on LFS. The brand new season of the Premier League is also returning here on LFS. That starts Friday the 11th of August with Burnley against Manchester City at Turf Moor. And we have another game coming up for you in the Women's World Cup. Our next game, our next coverage of the Women's World Cup, United States against Vietnam, Saturday, 2 a.m. here on LFS. And you can follow that one live. Looking forward to that one. Thank you very much for joining us. It was a big win for Australia in their first game of the Women's World Cup this campaign. Ireland's first ever Women's World Cup game ends in defeat, but not barring any massive performance of resolution and a real great defensive performance. It was Stephanie Catley's goal that gave Australia the 3 points. Australia 1, Ireland 0 was the final score. We'll join us on Saturday for the next set of games.
Catch me if I fall.